In this video, I'm going to show you the secret formula to pay off all your debts without working more, without taking new loans, and without living miserably. This isn't a magic trick or a get-rich-quick scheme. It's a psychological and mathematical method that works because it's based on how your brain and your money actually behave. And if you apply it starting today, you can start seeing results in less than 30 days. You'll feel lighter, more in control, and finally free from that constant pressure of owing money. So, let's begin with the truth most people ignore. Debt isn't just a financial problem, it's an emotional one. It drains your energy, limits your choices, and kills motivation. The key to paying it off isn't just numbers. It's momentum. Once you feel progress, everything changes. Here's the first step. List every single debt you have, from credit cards to small loans, even money borrowed from friends. Don't judge yourself. Just see it clearly. Clarity kills fear. Write them all down with the balance and the minimum payment. This is your starting map. Now, instead of paying them randomly, we'll use what's called the Snowball method, proven by financial experts like Dave Ramsey and countless success stories worldwide. The idea is simple. You don't start with the biggest debt. You start with the smallest. Why? Because your brain needs quick wins to stay motivated. Imagine you owe $500 on one credit card, $1,200 on another, and $3,000 in personal loan. Pay the minimum on all, except the smallest. Throw every extra dollar at that one. When it's gone, you'll feel powerful, like you're finally winning. Then you roll that payment into the next debt. That's your snowball getting bigger. What used to crush you now works for you. A man named Jordan applied this exact method in 2023. He had 4 credit cards and 2 personal loans, almost $12,000 in total debt. He stopped eating out, cut 2 subscriptions, and put all that money toward the smallest debt. Within 4 months, he paid off his first card. The emotional rush was huge. A year later, every single debt was gone. No new income, no loans, just focus and momentum. Now that you understand the snowball effect, here's where the real magic begins, the psychological formula behind it. Most people fail to get out of debt because they treat it like punishment. They think, I'll never get out of this, and that mindset kills progress. But when you flip that emotion into momentum, everything changes. Here's the secret. Your brain releases dopamine every time you experience progress. When you pay off even a small debt, your brain rewards you. That chemical reaction keeps you going. It becomes addictive, but in a good way. That's why this system works better than focusing on interest rates first. Your brain doesn't care about percentages, it cares about wins. Now let's combine psychology with math. Once you've paid off your smallest debt, don't relax. Redirect that exact payment to the next one. You're not adding more money to your budget. You're recycling your power. Each time you eliminate one debt, your available payment amount grows. And soon, the snowball turns into an avalanche. But here's another layer that few talk about: emotional debt. Debt isn't just numbers, it's habits. Overspending, lack of awareness, fear of saying no, or trying to impress others. These behaviors feed the cycle. The formula includes changing how you see debt itself. It's not an enemy, it's feedback. It shows where your control slips. Once you learn from it, you stop repeating it. A woman named Carla used to owe over $20,000 across several cards. She felt trapped, hopeless. One night, she watched a financial talk like this one and decided to track every purchase for 60 days. What she found shocked her. Almost 30% of her spending was emotional. Food delivery, impulse shopping, random rewards. She stopped, created a list of what truly mattered, and built a new rule. If it didn't bring peace, it wasn't worth the swipe. 18 months later, she was debt-free. That's the psychological power of awareness. You can't win against what you don't confront. But once you see your habits, you can rebuild them. The formula works because it rewires your mind to associate progress with reward, not sacrifice. And when you feel rewarded, consistency becomes natural. Now that your mindset and momentum are aligned, it's time to accelerate the process. Here's where we move from paying debt slowly to crushing it fast, without earning more or taking side jobs. The key is reallocation. Most people pay debts and expenses in random order. You, from now on, will treat every dollar as a soldier with a mission. Every cent must work for your freedom. Start by identifying your lazy money, the money that slips through the cracks every month. It could be in used subscriptions, overpriced phone plans, eating out, or emotional shopping. Add all up. Most people find between $100 and $300 hiding in plain sight. That's your new weapon. Once you find that extra cash, immediately assign it to your smallest active debt. Don't let it sit. Don't overthink it. The faster your snowball rolls, the faster your brain believes this is working. Let's take an example. A man named Kevin from Florida had $8,000 in total debt and no savings. After using this exact method, he reviewed his expenses and canceled 2 streaming services, started meal prepping, and lowered his insurance plan. That alone gave him $260 per month in breathing room. Instead of spending it, he redirected it to his snowball. He called it his freedom payment. In 1 year, he cleared all his credit cards and built a $1,000 emergency fund without earning an extra cent. Here's another tip few mention. When you pay off a debt, celebrate intentionally. Not by spending, but by upgrading your mindset. Write a note that says, "I'm winning." Place it somewhere you can see it. It sounds small, but your brain starts linking financial progress with emotional pride instead of guilt. That mental shift is what keeps people debt-free for life. And here's an advanced move. Once you're down to your final 2 debts, switch from the snowball to the Avalanche method. Now target the one with the highest interest rate. At this point, your momentum is strong enough to sustain motivation, and tackling interest-heavy debts saves you more money long-term. By combining both methods, snowball first, avalanche last, you get the best of both worlds, motivation plus math. That's the real secret formula. At this point, you've built clarity, discipline, and momentum, and that combination is unstoppable. But now, let's make sure you never fall back into debt again. Paying it off is one thing. Staying free from it is another level. The final step of the formula is financial automation. You must make the system work for you, not against you. Once you've paid off your debts, take those same payments, the ones you use for your snowball, and redirect them into savings and investments. Don't stop the habit, just change the destination. That's how people go from surviving to thriving. Set up automatic transfers every payday. 1 to a savings account, 1 to an investment fund, and 1 small enjoyment account. That last one keeps your brain happy. If you cut all joy, your mind will rebel and you'll overspend again. So yes, treat yourself, but within limits. You're training your brain to find balance, not extremes. There's a story of a couple named Marcus and Lila who followed this plan. They were drowning in $25,000 of debt. Instead of taking loans or asking for help, they used this exact formula. List everything, attack the smallest, redirect payments, celebrate wins. It took them 22 months, but the moment they became debt-free, they didn't stop. They automated everything. Within a year, they had $10,000 saved and started investing $200 a month. Their debt journey became their wealth journey. That's the ultimate transformation, turning what used to cause pain into the habit that brings freedom. So here's your challenge. Tonight, make your list. Tomorrow, choose your first target. This week, find your lazy money. And next month, celebrate your first victory. Step by step, payment by payment, you're not just clearing numbers, you're rewriting your story. Remember this, discipline is more powerful than income. Plenty of people earn a lot and stay broke. But the ones who master control, they win forever. The formula works not because it's magical, but because it's simple and consistent. Now you know the secret formula. It's not about earning more, begging for help, or waiting for luck to save you. It's about control, consistency, and momentum. Debt loses its power the moment you face it with clarity and discipline. Once you see progress, you'll never want to go back, because freedom feels better than any purchase ever could. Think about it. The day you make your last payment, you're not just free from interest or late fees. You're free from the weight in your chest, the anxiety at night, the shame of checking your balance. That moment changes everything. You'll breathe deeper, sleep better, and realize that the life you want isn't built on credit. It's built on choices. But here's the truth most people miss. Once you're free, don't waste that feeling. Use it as fuel. Build savings. Invest. Create multiple income streams. That's how you protect your freedom forever. You don't escape debt just to survive. You do it to build something greater. A man named David once said, "When I became debt-free, I didn't just buy back my money. I bought back my peace." That's what you're really chasing, peace. And the beautiful part? It's closer than you think. If this video helped you see a way out, subscribe to Vitae Studio right now. Every week, we share proven strategies to take control of your money, your mindset, and your future. Like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and start your journey today. And don't miss the next video. I'll reveal 5 financial habits that silently keep you poor without realizing it. You'll be shocked how small, invisible decisions can drain your wealth every single month, and how easy it is to fix them once you know the truth. Remember, your story with money isn't finished. It's just starting a new chapter. And this time, you're the one holding the pen.